Hello, good day, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I love so much, people.
Yeah, welcome to my YouTube channel, by the way.
I think for me, people are an integral part of like my whole process. I think that's one of the reasons why a personal motto for me is we are all we have. I mean, because I generally think that if everybody cares for everybody like they should, and people place value on the lives and experiences of other people as they should, most likely the world is going to become a better place. But today I'm looking at it more from the perspective of learnings. Yeah, last video I shared about learnings. This one I'm also going to be sharing tiny little bit of a few things that I learned, dealing with people, building products that people are going to use. And it is the fact that people generally care about how you make them feel. And if you are able to build care for your users or concern for how your users feel, how you make their lives better, into the process of how you market your product or build your brand, you're going to be scoring a lot of goals. Yes, a lot of goals. I think it was a few weeks ago I wanted to get a shoe. And I went to the Instagram vendor that I wanted to buy from. And this is like not the first time I was buying from the person. And then the person just started reading the whole, it takes 4 or 5 days for, like the whole terms and conditions, like payment validates, or I'm like, guy, I have bought from you before. Like, yeah. And at that moment, I was really just thinking about the fact that what if people, there's a way you can even just track, like, if someone is coming to you for the first time or coming to you for the second time. But I think I'm already jumping into my chat. But where I'm even coming to is the fact that how people feel per time about the product that you're offering could affect how much value or how much they attach to using you to achieve set objectives. I think the question I want to try to answer in this edition or in this episode is, how important is it for you to build a process that carries your people along, especially when you're doing product marketing, comms, brand marketing. I think that's like the circle that I'm going to coming from. So where do I start from? I think I'm going to start from, it is extremely important for you to know your customer. Like, you're building a product, you're trying to ship, you want to scale how people use your product. It is extremely important for you to like know your people. I had to stop earlier because I felt like I was going into my first point, which is specially targeted to if you're doing social selling, right? I mean, social selling for me could mean that, okay, you're selling on Instagram, selling on Facebook, any of the social media channels, right? It is important that you have tiny little bit of data of the people who are buying from you. Let's say, for example, this guy named Fikayo has bought shoes from you, possibly has bought like 3-4 kind of shoes, and then he's coming again to come and buy a shoe, and you don't even have an idea of the person's track record, if the person is a returning buyer or the kind of shoes the person has bought previously. Maybe you're like, the person comes and let's even just assume, okay, maybe it's a small business person who handled the previous chat is nowhere the person like running the business. There should be a way that you are tracking how the people who are buying from you are being treated, right? I think I complained about this once after that experience that I mentioned about the shoe, and I did like a whole rant on my status. The Binjo just said, guys, you should just use bumper. And I think a few minutes before this call, I was talking with someone on the bumper team, and she shared that it was like literally possible for you to be able to just see a dashboard of all your customers in the back end about what they bought previously, how often they have been buying, how much they have bought from you over a period of time. Like there's a dashboard of analytics for how you're interacting with different customers per time. I think this also even solves the problem of, let's say you have a different team of people using, like managing your socials over time. Maybe this product could help to kind of like simplify how you interact with people over time, because yes, people want to be taken care of and people want to be treated differently. If I have spent over £1 million, right? If I spent like over £1 million buying something from you and I come back and possibly I even ask for a discount that is maybe like 5K or something, right? There's that feeling that comes with you understanding that it's ordinary 5K, right? Not ordinary 5K passive, but you just understand what I mean by that. You being able to contextualize based on the fact that you understand my value or lifetime value as a customer. I think it's really important for social sellers. Treating people right, especially in a space where every day new people are coming to sell, right? New people are coming to do almost exactly the same thing you're doing. You should put that into consideration. And I think it also affects like product lifetime value too for users on your app. If you're building a product or if you have like a digital products that people use, if this kind of person is someone, let me just use the fintech app, this person has transacted towards a certain kind of volume, there should be like something that makes people feel like, okay, because of, as a result of the fact that you have constantly used us, you have created so much value for us, we are giving you back something. I think there's something now that Eden is doing for me. Like, I realize that I have apples that I have to redeem. I need to go back and redeem those apples, right? Because after having used them for a period, now they're now saying, okay, there's a reward for you using us. I think that just makes me feel like really valued. And if you're running a product, if you're building something, I think that is something that you need to pay attention to. I think a second one would be like paying attention to customer insights or user behaviors across your app. One time, and I think, yeah, they're kind of like apps or like applications that kind of like solve this problem for you. Miss Panel, Amplitude, where are your customers dropping off, right? How long is it taking for people to use your product before they drop off, right? So if it takes averagely about, let's say, 3 months, after 3 months, people use and stop, right? Can you see if you can build a nudge around that specific time to ensure that you are giving them some semblance of a value that can keep them coming, right? During what period, like the high volume times on your like application or on your product, where did these people normally come from? How much time do this kind of people spend on your app at different periods of time? I think just understanding how the behaviors of people that are using your product or using what you have built is an integral part of like scaling that experience, because everybody likes to be paid attention to, right? And I know that there may be like some certain kind of people who are kind of like, guy, why are you? Yeah, but more often than not, people like it when you pay attention to them. So if you have been able to grow and understand your people, and as a result of the fact that you are also tracking behaviors, highest senders, time when those people are sending, the people that they are sending to, where they are sending from. I'm using fintech because I have a little bit of experience, but yeah, you can cascade this to any product that you have built. Times where they kind of like stop sending, if this person started sending and stopped sending at a particular period of time, times of the day where there are the most transactions, the kind of people who this kind of people refer, all right? And you're able to see it because, again, you're also tracking your referrals and you have different insights that you're tracking. What happens is you are now equipped with enough data to market and communicate. You are now able to track, okay, when am I going to put this nudge here? When am I going to tell you to do this? When am I going to kind of like, what kind of emails am I going to send? I think I did this once, and I think it practically changed the email experience of the product, right? It's more like, at first we were sending emails to everybody, like sending emails to everybody. At one time, I think I just had a conversation with someone, and the person was like, "See, you're sending message to everybody. First, it's going to affect your bounce rate, it's going to affect open rate, it's going to affect a lot of things you may not be getting correctly. So why don't you?" And then we set something that says that was like, so, and I think I'm trying to remember exactly how it was, but we said something that said only sends to people who have opened at least one email in the last 3 months. So we were targeting people who at least are still active, are still using the product, and the quality of people who kind of like receive the emails. And so because you're very certain about this kind of people, I mean, so you are also very intentional about the messaging that goes out to them. I mean, another trick that went into that, because since I'm on email, so that I don't just forget, is the fact that not everybody on your like list should be receiving the same thing. Because again, for example, people who are high spenders should not be receiving the same thing with, because again, their problems are different. So, like their experiences on the app are different. I mean, so they trust the app so much, that's why they are spending that amount of money, right? And I think that understanding how to play with communicating with people at different journey, right, of your product or your app is like really important. I mean, I'm going to end with this because I don't really know when this is so on. Go outside and touch grass. I think there was one time that, what I mean by that is go outside and talk to real people who are using your product. There was one time, because we were getting like a lot of users, we were not really thinking that maybe some things were broken until we started having conversations with random people who were picking up the product. And then we realized that some parts of our onboarding needed serious work, like needed serious work. And what just happened is because we were onboarding so much people at that period, we did not realize that there was a problem that was stopping us from getting more people into the funnel, right? And I think that it's just important that you are paying attention to people and not looking at people as just data, right? I mean, so I know that especially people who work in growth and like, they see these things and are able to understand it. But sometimes I think what is most important, especially as you communicate to the different verticals that are involved, marketing, comms, branding, is that you are able to contextualize these numbers into real human beings and stories about their experiences of how they're using your product. Pay attention to your people. Pay attention to your people. I mean, and this also involves and includes like having a good product, right? So that it will not be like marketing and engineering is always fighting. Like sometimes also pace how often you are doing updates. I haven't gotten to understand the product. They are releasing new updates. The one I've not learned how to use, like, sometimes just pace it, right? Or maybe you even see that adoption across these verticals, because you're also analyzing like user behavior is better. So possibly if you want to release to this set of people who have gotten, yes, and that only happens if you are analyzing user behavior. So release to people who are very conversant and who are just easily adopting, then gradually fade it into the people who are not like that fast in adoption. If you want to build things into the lives and culture and experiences of people, it is really important that you are paying attention to your people. I hope this has been practical. I'm trying to think through how I flowed in terms of my thoughts for this, but pay attention to your people. Thank you very much for listening. Please share. Please get back to me. Let me hear feedback. on practical things that I have shared so far. And let's see how far we can go into ensuring that more products from the continent, right? Hitting the nail on the head when it comes to Median Express that can help to make people's lives better and can also stand the test of time when placed side by side with rather some global product. Have a great time. My name's Opayend Wimber.